So, into this department, to make changes, it can take something for a grace period of time, but the changes must be made. Yes, we have limited funds. The machines that are working on the farm are very limited. In agriculture, we must advocate that we have some surplus of these machines to provide labor. Because to some extent, we, the student, we go extra mile to have some 1 or 2 duties into the farm to produce these foods. So that one is good, it's not bad, but is it produced in sufficient way?
So are you trying to tell me that machinery is the only challenge that we have? Otherwise, if we had machinery, we could produce enough food for everyone? Is that the science?
Major thing is that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
The other thing is manpower. Very limited.
Tell me something about manpower.
Into the Department of Agriculture, we have counted lectures there. We don't have enough teachers to guide us to do all this work.
Okay.
This is where the department goes wrong. And this is the fact that we don't see whatever is going on in that department. We have limited lectures to guide us on what to do to produce this food into sufficient.
Are you trying to say that the science that you're talking about is actually limited because you don't have enough lecturers to give you more, or rather enough science to be able to do food production? Let me move to Peter Chege. Please assist your friend, your scientist also. You said you're also a scientist, and you actually embrace science, and you're here to represent science, the scientists. Where is the problem? We have teachers in that school of Science and Technology. We still have students going to the agriculture department, which is in the School of Science and Technology, to go and be taught how to do farming. But at the end of the day, we still buy a lot of farm produce from outside.
Yes.
Where is the science going wrong? And you as a senator, what would you do to advise the university to use the science from your school to produce enough food for the university?
Yes. Thank you. I think the problem is from management.
Okay.
Because I believe as a scientist, utilize any available resources.
Okay.
For us, Baraton, we have resources. If it is land, we have acres of land. If it is those farmers or people who are being employed, manpower, who are being employed there. I have been there. I'm talking of something that I have witnessed. Because I was there when, I'm somebody from technology, so I'm automotive by nature. So you may find sometimes there's a problem in farm that require some engineers or automotive student to work. So I always go there, and the problem with our farm is not from within the manpower or within the machines, because we have to utilize our machines. We have tractors. We have those machines. You may see some machines are how like they are not working.
They're broken down.
Yeah, but they are waiting for their time to work, because we have those machines that always prepare maize from our farm to prepare silage for our cows, which is good. You always see that machine only in October working. So you can't say our machines are not working. What you have to do is utilize what we have. Don't worry about what you don't have. What you have. As our as a department of, as a school of science, food shortage is not something to explain. We have our land, so the management, always the management, the management is failing.
You said, I know.
Yeah,
I
to do
don't
his
know.
duty.
Tell me
Because
about it.
the management is supposed to add manpower,
Okay.
because you have to employ adequate number of those guys who are working, or the laborers,
Okay.
or manpower, what we call manpower. You have to employ adequate number that it is equivalent to the work that is supposed to be done. Because maybe I can say there's something we call man output and input. So what you give as input is what comes out as output. You can't plant maize 1 acre and you have that acres, and you expect when you go there to harvest, you harvest 2 acres. It can't happen. So you trace what you have, then what you don't have, try to improve. If it is purchasing other machinery, I can say we don't have all machinery that we require.
I'm still looking for that. I'm still scratching for that X.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in is whatever you bring out.
Yeah.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm
that
saying
the university is actually not putting enough input, and that's why they're not getting enough output?
Output, yes.
Okay.
Because what you put in...
Can you explain that?
Yes, because the power, as a mechanic, I can say, the power that is used to start an engine or to run an engine, that starting power will ensure, if it is a bus, that bus, all the system, the power is transmitted to equivalent, because we have a system which are concerned with input. That's why you start. Then you expect that machine to respond according. We have on. You can start a key. You can start a vehicle on. You put on, or you put start. But if you put start, it may not work until you put on. You see, that machine, you have to put an extra effort so that you get an extra results.
Okay, so if, for instance, the students decide to choose you, or rather to elect you as the senator, what proposals would you have for the university to ensure that with your science, with your automotive skills, that we have enough food produced in this university?
First, we have Department of Technology, where we have those guys who are working for machines like tractors, any vehicle that is coming from farm. Because we are talking about food. So we have to focus where food comes from. And our food comes from our farm. So you don't need to employ a mechanic or somebody else to work on that machine. So utilize available resources. Where is our student? Where we will benefit having that skill, because most of the time you will be involving yourself in opening machines, doing what is necessary in farm. So you will help school with, first, labor. You as a student, you will get skills. Okay? Let us talk, for instance, we are talking about the student from science. Those guys are being taught how to discover new species. Interbreeding of chickens, interbreeding of cows. And what I can say, I believe that Baraton have what it takes to stand up and compete with others.
Okay.
We don't have to buy food from outside. Utilize mechanics, utilize the land, because we belong in Baraton, so we know the acres that we have. Because if I go out there and find somebody from KU, our school is bigger. We have 30 acres of land. Also, I can say, I can defend myself and say, I come from Baraton, where we have land, in a big land. We have a forest in our school, okay? And we have another land somewhere. But we are producing. But what I want to say, that land which is not used, the management have to come with new ideas, new plan, because you can't say or plan things without ideas. Utilize those scientists, student, utilize those mechanics, student. You don't have to go at for jua kali, what we call jua kali out there, so that you may learn skills. Work here. For instance, the time of COVID-19, we were hearing that, we used to hear somebody from Kabeta University had done this. Why? Because they have resources.
Okay, maybe, Ochieng, if maybe I locked you out in the proposals that you would have as a scientist. You are in this school that is full of scientists. You're a I don't know whether you say a mathematical scientist or a mathematician. I don't know how to call you. But definitely you'll be leading all these departments, including agriculture. Do you have any other better proposal that you would actually give to the university as a senator in the School of Science and Technology to ensure that we don't actually go outside to buy food? I didn't get that from what you said last.
Okay. First and foremost, you know that the school is now becoming big. It's expanding from whatever it was earlier than before. And I know the management is working very hard to make the ends meet. So by this time, I think we are at par. We don't lack too much resources. But just to add some manpower, I would like the university just to dwell in the sector of agriculture. In that, you know, first we produce eggs within the school, but they are insufficient.
Okay.
We don't have enough manpower in the farm to care for these chickens, to produce this number of eggs we need. I would like them to have some hatchers to produce many chickens as possible, to produce the resources, the food we need in the cafeteria.
Okay, so chicken, how would chicken, would we still be eating chicken in the cafeteria?
We get eggs from the chicken.
I think for the eggs we have enough.
Yes.
For the eggs we have enough.
Another one, milk processing industries there,
Okay.
they are not well organized. In that but this is now becoming a natural disaster.
So what would be your proposal? What would be your scientific invention? That's what I'm trying to ask.
My scientific invention
to assist in food production.
To assist in food production. You know, genetics has come out with a very good, clear things. That breeding these crops, you get a better food within a short period as possible. Let's take, for instance, grafting. When you graft a fruit, you reduce the lifespan of bearing this fruit. So we are supposed to practice these acts. Another one, in animal products, we have something called the AI, which is the artificial insemination. The researchers has proved that this increases the animal products. For instance, when we breed the Asia and the Frisian, we will get milk more than whatever we can get when we breed these same breeds. So the breeding is supposed to be there for these farm products.
Okay.
Yes.
I really love that you're thinking, your thoughts.
Yes.
Now let's tone down a little bit. I think I've given you a lot of heavy stuff. Let's go back to seeing whether you actually know the school that you're going to lead. Yeah. For instance, you guys know about the departments you have?
Yes.
You can name them?
Yes.
So I shouldn't even ask you about that?
No.
Yeah,
please tell me the teachers in those departments, the chairs in those departments. Mention the department and whoever leads it.
Yeah.
How many are there in? Let's begin from there.
We have 4.
We have 4. Mention 2, let him mention 2.
Yeah. First, I will start from home.
Okay.
My home is technology.
Let him handle technology kindly. Okay, so handle his and one other.
Okay, first I will start with the Department of Biological Sciences and Agriculture. Where we have our Dean, Ramesh Francis.
Wait.
As
You've mentioned about biological sciences
yes.
and agriculture.
Yeah.
So who chairs? Is Dr.
Ramesh, who is also a dean
Okay.
of our school.
Okay. Let's put this clear.
Yeah.
He doubles up as a dean
Yes.
and a chair.
Yes, first of all, it was Juga,
Okay.
but now is Professor Ramesh.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Then we have food, nutrition, and dietetics, where we have Mr. Ball as a chair.
Okay.
And yeah, that is two.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to add, but
So Mr. Bor is a chair.
he is a chair.
What is the department?
Food, nutrition,
Okay.
and dietetics.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Please handle his department and one more, or rather the last one, the last department that is remaining. And please mention the chairs.
Okay. Automotive, we have Dr. Yemba.
So automotive is a department.
No.
Yeah. Technology. Department of Technology.
Let's get this clear. Which is the department? Automotive technology.
Technology.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The chair is Dr. Yemba.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he a doctor?
Yeah.
Okay. The other one?
The other one which I know is Fashion and Design, Felix Por as the chair.
So fashion and design is the next department, and Bor
Yes.
is the chair.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Do we have in these departments that you mentioned, since you
Sorry
you'll
for
be the
interruption.
senators? Okay. You'll maybe let me take a question first.
Yes, let me, for interruption,
Okay.
there's a department of mathematics, chemistry, and physics.
Okay. So you
Where
guys
we
lied
have-
to me that you have 4 departments.
No, we have 4.
Okay.
I wanted to add,
Okay, let's
but
just
I
list
said
them.
I would
Let's
add.
list them
Yeah.
categorically. The
Categorically.
first one you said is biology
Biological science and agriculture.
and agriculture.
Yes.
Second one?
We came to food, nutrition, and dietetics.
Okay.
Then we have mathematics, chemistry, and physics.
Okay.
Finally, we have Department of Technology.
Okay.
But issues of fashion and design, we want to give it belongs to food and nutrition and dietetics.
Uh-huh.
But the student want that department because we have seen that is a bigger department. We should not include it in food and nutrition and dietetics. We have to give fashion and design and textile as department.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
So
have food,
We have 4,
nutrition, and
but
dietetics.
one we are planning
Okay.
because it is a big square. Let us say it is a big.
Okay.
It's a broader department actually.
Okay.
We have the food, nutrition, and dietetics, and we have fashion and design.
Uh-huh.
So it is actually broad.
Okay.
So we want to have a clear department. We have to give food, nutrition, and dietetics its own, then fashion and design its own,
Okay.
with their chairs and something like that.
So currently we only have 1 chair for both the two.
Yes, for both the two.
So are they departments or mini departments, sub-departments?
It's a department
Okay.
under the School of Science and Technology.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask you, since you're going to be the senators again in the same school, do you know of any diploma and certificate courses offered in those departments?
Yes.
You know them? Okay, let's take the challenge.
Yes.
Mention at least 1 department
Yes.
and at least the diploma courses or certificate courses offered in them under those departments.
Yes, in food and nutrition we have nutrition and dietetics.
Okay.
We have diploma there, where we have students who are pursuing diploma.
Uh-huh.
Also, let me say too, because what I know, yeah. And also technology, we have students who are doing automotive as a diploma.
Okay.
As
Have we had any graduate?
graduate, not yet.
Okay.
Because it started 2018
Okay.
when we were joining here.
Okay.
Because in that case, I'm a 4th year. I'm not a... Yes, I'm a 4th year. So when we came here, there are those students who applied for diploma.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there was no diploma. So the chair of the department and the dean sat down and agreed to offer diploma, where we are offering today. Because it used to be offered
Okay.
at that time, but at some time they stopped. But 2018, they started again.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
At least
thank
you've
you.
mentioned that the diploma. I needed to know about the diploma courses
Yes.
offered in the departments.
Okay, in the
kindly
Department
change.
of Biological Sciences,
Yeah.
we have the agribusiness,
Uh-huh.
which is offered as a diploma course.
Okay.
Then the other one in the Department of Maths physics and chemistry, we have like analytical chemistry offered there as a diploma course and a degree.
Okay, okay. Both of you are competing for the same post, and
Yes,
most
okay.
definitely we know that we'll only have one person. Let me ask you a very silly question. Would you vote for him? Is there anything in him that you think you can vote for if you asked to vote for him? And would you vote for him? Is there anything you would vote for if you had to vote for him? Then I'll give you a chance to ask each other one question each. Let's go. Let's begin with you, Ochieng.
If I'm given the chance to vote,
Yes,
I'll really vote this man.
you would vote him.
Yes.
I love the spirit.
We come from the same school.
Okay,
We bear the same burden.
Mhm.
We know where the shoe pinches the department.
okay,
So he knows better because at least I can say he's capable
yes,
of doing it.
okay,
Yes. And then I would like to add him some of my manifestos to go present there for the betterment of the students into this technology
wow. For God so loved the world
that he gave
that
us.
he gave us his only begotten son. Would you vote for him?
Yes,
Why?
because we believe we are living in the world where we have diversity. I live with people. If I see you have that potential to read, I give you that opportunity to read. Because let me say this is not the first time to be the leader of students. I have been the leader. I know how to tackle some of their problems. This guy is my friend. I promised him that if things happen unexpected, I would support him.
Wow,
But they didn't work. Now we are here.
wow,
And the student, I will vote for him. The reason for voting for him, for accepting that chance to represent comrade.
okay,
When you are being called, you don't have to say you are busy, you have other commitment. Put comrade first. That's the reason.
okay.
Yes.
I love the spirit.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. This is where we say amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you.
Let's move on. I said I'll give you a chance to ask each other a question. I'm even worried you may not ask each other very hard questions. But I'll still give you a chance. Please ask him a very hard question. And please ask him back a very hard question. Go first, please.
Let me say, first, I will not ask him question. The reason is he belongs where I belong.
Okay.
What he can see
You
is
can
what
see.
I can see. Yeah? So both of us, we can see the same thing. So I don't see how I can challenge my brother.
Okay.
Because I believe what I can do, he can do also.
Okay.
What I can tell him is, he should believe that life is all about science and technology. And he might be younger than me,
Okay.
but I do respect his
Young in
time.
mind, at heart.
At heart, yeah, he's thinking beyond expectation of his class.
Okay.
What I can tell him, if all things goes, let us remain as friends.
I
Let
love
us
the
work
spirit.
together.
I love the spirit.
Because I will come to mathematics, because I need those mathematicians to go and calculate some statistics in the bank. We want some people, some students graduating from mathematics to go to bank, central bank.
Okay.
Because if I want to consult somebody with mathematics with my in future, because whoever you are sitting with in your class, in university, not class, university, matters a lot in future. Because you consult Chege, if your vehicle has a some
down.
defect. Yeah. I will call you when my calculation in my business is not going as expected.
Okay.
So we need each other.
Right. I love the spirit.
Yeah.
I wish I was a scientist. I hated finding X in mathematics. Let me go to Ochieng, please. Assist me as a scientist, as a mathematician. How is this finding X in equations helping us after learning them in your school? If students came to you and they asked you to plead with the institution to scrape off this mathematics business, would you do it?
Yes, of course.
Please answer me first. How is this equation helping us out there, and generally mathematics?
First and foremost, mathematics is outstanding any other subject or element in the world.
Okay. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Please come up again. Mathematics?
Mathematics is the general, and is, according to bio, they say nuclear is the basic fundamental unit of life.
Okay.
But according to the real life situation, for you to want to prosper into this world, you need to have the knowledge from mathematics. It's outstanding every other object or any other subject into the world.
Okay.
You can't even think of your name if you don't know mathematics. Mathematics expands your brain. You capture very many things as short as possible.
Okay.
Yes. So the knowledge from mathematics, you don't just get it like calculating x. How do I want to get this x and where this x is going to assist me? Have something deeper, then keep for yourself. You can have a snake into your house, then you want to physically fight this snake. This snake can throw a slime to kill you. This snake can throw to you a venom to kill you. Have the knowledge to tackle
Okay.
your daily bridges.
I'm getting confused as you continue discussing about mathematics. I'm still looking at this Pythagoras theory. I'm still looking at how this Pythagoras theory is going to help me. I'm looking at this finding X. How is it going to be applicable in my life? Please, try and give me some knowledge, or try and tell me and convince me that actually Pythagoras theories, the finding X, will actually help me later in life.
Pythagoras theorem, actually this was a very nice area of mathematics to dwell in. Finding of x, it is not just basically finding an x. Let us not argue like we are in primary. Then we want to be told, find x. You won't get that answer. You must come from step to step into algebra. Come slowly. Then you get this, you will know this x will help me to do this. When you have the knowledge of calculating this x, you will have to go higher to another level. Because the knowledge you gain from calculating this x has expanded your brain. You are now capable to tackle other things beyond your level. So knowledge in mathematics, I will say, it expands your brain to tackle the bridges of life. It expands on your brain to do anything in accordance. That's the sense behind it.
Okay.
So it is not just basically, you want to take it literally, that in calculating X, what will I have? Even in theologians, they must have knowledge from mathematics. You must know where to open. What chapter do I want? Where is it? Is it from behind or backwards? Can you be taught? You are being taught that 1 comes first before 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
You can't argue like, how will it help me next time? You want to do something.
So you're trying to tell me that mathematics challenges you to think outside the box.
Actually, something like that.
Okay, I love it. I wish in the Bible they say there's somebody who asked God, how do I become young again and get into
How
this
can I be born again?
How can I get this mathematics in me and broaden my thinking? Well, I love your knowledge in science. Let's try and see if you have some knowledge in law, because you guys are going to be senators and you'll be going to Sabu as in the Congress. For instance, let's look at this. Under what circumstances is a student, or can a student be dismissed from this university on academic grounds? Under what circumstances can a student be dismissed completely from this university under academic grounds? Who wants to go first? You guys are friends.
Let me say this. Before you are being expelled, you have to repeat the same thing for several times. Because what I believe, there's no mistake that does not have a forgiveness. Because there's someone who asked me, do you believe when the Bible says you forgive someone 7 times 77? So, before you take another action of expelling this student, maybe in academic, what I know, you may be expelled if you are being caught in cheating.
You can be expelled?
Yes.
Once?
Once.
You've been caught once stealing?
No. That's why I said
Okay.
there should be forgiveness.
Okay.
You are being expelled when you reach a certain limit, beyond control. Because
So maybe what happens when you're caught the first time?
first time, for the first time, maybe you don't know.
Okay.
So you have to learn a lesson when you become a victim.
When you get into an examination office, an examination room, there's a very big board written, no unnecessary materials needed.
Yeah.
Materials are prohibited.
Yeah.
We have phones, we have books. They're not allowed beyond this place. Are you trying to tell me that students don't read that?
Let me tell you, we say there is a soul and we have body. If you believe in God, there is a soul and body. The body belongs to the earth. Here we are. But the soul belongs somewhere. What I'm trying to say, as a Christian, let us look this in a Christianity way. We all say that the body belongs where it is.
Wait, let me just remind you that we are dealing with a law.
Yeah.
The law times does not really refer to the Bible. The law says that you should not be found with a phone in the examination hall.
Yes.
If you are found, you can quote this to the disciplinary committee that the Bible says forgive 70 times, 7 times, but the law still is clear.
Yes.
If you're found cheating in an examination hall, there's a consequence. I would like to know that consequence, the first consequence.
Before I go to consequences, let me remind you one thing. Those guys who wrote those rules,
Okay.
they also make some mistakes somewhere.
Okay.
So that is what I was trying to say. Let it pass. But what I will say,
Okay.
there is consequences of doing anything.
Okay.
But here you are being caught for the first time. Yes, you observe the board, you saw the rules there,
Boldly
but you
outlined.
went ahead and block that rule.
Okay.
So you have to get the first consequences. You have to get the response, the consequence of breaking the rule. Which is cheating in exam. For the first time.
Wait, you've broken the rules.
Yeah.
You've cheated in an examination.
Yeah.
And now the administration can take action as outlined in the student handbook. I'm trying to get that first consequence or punishment that you're going to receive for cheating. Maybe you guys are friends. You can ask your friend if it gets so hot on you.
Yes. What I can say, we have a student, for instance. Let us make it easy. You have a student who has been caught of cheating. The question that you should be asking is, as a senator, do you have to propose this student to be expelled because he has broken the rule? as a senator, I'm supposed to be neutral. You face the consequences. So I'm not going there to say that he should not or she should not be punished. But that standard, you know, the weight of the punishment should be considered if it is for the first time.
All right,
But the punishment should be...
all right, let me move to Ochieng also,
Yeah.
and see whether he understands the law.
Yeah.
We have, by the law, we mean there is a constitution of Sabu. We also have a student handbook,
Yeah.
which was reviewed, I think, 2019. Mr. Chieng,
Yes.
when a student is found in examination hall cheating, there's always something that has to be done to that student as outlined in the student handbook. Do you have an idea what it is?
Yes, I have.
What
an
consequence
idea.
is there?
First and foremost, cheating is like something in human nature. We don't know where the temptation comes from. You know, when God created Adam, he placed the man in the Garden of Eden. Then the rules was there with him. God gave out the rule. Do not eat the fruit in the middle of the garden. But thereafter, the wife was given to this man. Then the Satan was right there in that tree. We don't know what placed the Satan there. Then convinced this lady to have a taste of these things. Remember, the rules was there. Then she went ahead to commit one law.
Okay.
Yes, she ate this fruit, then took it back to the husband.
Let's fast forward. And finally, God came and said, and asked them, what have you done? And he said, oh, it's Eve, it's my wife.
Whom you gave me.
Okay.
Yes.
And the consequence?
They
them-
were sent out of the garden.
Okay, that was the consequence.
Yes.
That happened. They were sent out of the garden.
Yes.
Now you as a student,
As a student,
you've been found cheating.
you've been found cheating.
Uh-huh.
The rules
Red
are there.
hand with your phone.
The rules are there.
Okay.
Do not carry
Yes.
illegal material into the exam. We don't know where the temptation comes from. We end up cheating into the exam. You are being caught. Then the first step to be taken, you are being taken to the disciplinary committee.
Okay.
You are going to defend yourself. Did you do this? You have, remember, you have the evidence. You were found cheating.
Okay.
We have the student body. This is where the student body comes in. You must assist your fellow comrade. You are going to defend this comrade, and you know very well the evidence are there, cheated. The disciplinary action will take the act. When you are found guilty, then the senator, as a student body, can try to convince the administration.
Before we go to the senator, I'm interested in knowing whether you guys have read the student handbook, whether you're familiar with the student handbook. So what does it say?
It
As
says
per the
that
law,
if you are
caught cheating, what happens?
disciplinary action must
What
be
disciplinary
taken.
action is this I'm looking for?
It may be 1 academic year suspension or 2 academic year
Okay,
suspension.
I was waiting for that.
Yes.
I was waiting for that.
It's only that.
Oh my goodness. So now let's go back to the other question. What academic, what is this thing that a student can be caught doing or that can actually cause a student to be sent or dismissed out of this university based on academics? You are trying to tell me that a subsequent repeating of that mistake.
Yeah.
But as outlined in the handbook, do you have anything like that?
No.
If we have, which one? So we don't have?
Yes.
You sure? We have anything like that?
We have
Okay. We don't have? We have.
We
Please
have.
defend your answers kindly.
a student can be dismissed from the school.
Or
according
let's
to the
say can be
academics.
expelled.
Can be expelled.
Okay.
If you are consistently performing
Okay.
below the expected grades, that's one of them which
Okay.
I'm familiar of.
Have you read that?
Yes.
Okay. So if you fail, continue failing, you put on probation, still 1.0, 0.0. You agree with him?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think because I've asked you so many hard questions, let me go to a very easy question. And we have some students, lecturers in other schools
Yeah.
who can harass students sexually. And perhaps maybe if, for instance, by a chance, we have one lecturer, it doesn't matter, it might be a female lecturer, it can be a male lecturer, harasses a comrade, or rather sexually harasses a comrade. You as a senator, what steps, appropriate steps, would you take to ensure that this behavior doesn't come back again without necessarily harming the lecturer or the student? Who wants to go first? Should I bring it refreshed again? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, it is so clear.
Okay. So what steps would you take to ensure that you solve this issue so that we don't have this behavior repeating itself again without harming? Remember, I want you to bold this and highlight it. Without harming the lecturer. That means the lecturer shouldn't be sent out of school, shouldn't lose his job. The student shouldn't also be sent home, whatever the case would be. But you'd solve this issue and it would not repeat itself again. Let's see how you think about this. You want to go first?
One thing I know, that whoever is in the university, she's a girl or a woman, let's say woman, because here in university you can't find a girl. They are women, and we have men. So someone who is in university, when you say he has been, or she has been, or he has been accused sexually, there are some factors you have to consider. First, was this, were they caught in that time of, you know, if you say harassment,
let me just narrow it down for you. Let's say this student, maybe let's use a lady.
Yes.
This lady came to you and said, teacher so is sexually harassing me.
Yeah.
And here are the texts.
Yes.
And she shows you the texts that the teacher wants this and this and that.
Yes.
So that she can get a grade, free grades.
Yeah.
And you, as a senator, you're supposed to protect the student.
Yes.
At the same time, you also want to make sure this behavior doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
What steps did you take to make sure that you don't harm that lecturer, at the same time harm the student? Perhaps it shouldn't leak out, people shouldn't know about it, it shouldn't be a big case. How would you handle this case as a senator in your position?
Yes, personally, if you say that we have to take it
in a Christian way, let me put it this way. Yes.
First thing, after reading that message, you have also to read the reply, the response of this girl.
Okay.
Who is saying she has been accused. The response portray that lecturer who is responsible for accusing, definitely, you know, you can text somebody and text and text, and this guy is not replying. No response. If the evidence prove that that lecturer is guilty, there are those protocols to be followed.
Okay.
First, they can go to divisors or take in action. I'm a senator. The president is my boss. So I have to consult president, provide the same information. Then from the school president, the university president, after investigating, before going ahead, you can rush to making some judgment without investigation.
Okay.
So everything have to be investigated.
Okay. So for you, you'd actually share with the
No.
Sabo president?
I will first take my action to investigate.
Okay.
If I found that teacher or that lecturer is guilty, I will take to the school president.
Okay. The school president, by that you mean the Sabo president?
Sabo president.
Okay.
That Sabo president also, he has to investigate the same information to see if I'm framing that lecturer. Maybe you can tell somebody, we want to frame this teacher because we have personal issues. So the president, he or she, by that time, she has to take that an action by investigating the same. If he may see or she may see the same results that I discovered, because the same results, different people, mean you have one thing in common. You take from the president, if that information is valid, so we take another step, because these are channel of witnesses.
Okay.
You witnessed, she came to me.
Okay.
From I investigated, I did what I was supposed to do.
To the president.
Then I took it to president.
Okay.
The president
investigates, finds
yes,
guilty.
Guilty.
Okay.
So we go to the administration.
Okay.
And provide the information.
Okay.
The school also has to provide somebody to investigate the same issues.
Okay.
Because the girl, me as a senator, the president, we can have personal issues with the same teacher. So the administration have to investigate.
All right, thank you very much. Because time is moving, we have almost 10 minutes to finish this up. Let me just go to Ochieng. He's outlined his ways of solving this issue. Please take your stand. What would you do?
Okay, we have the protocols of solving
okay.
the problems. The best weapon for solving a war is just a dialogue. This thing has been brought on the table. It's now more than the two. This girl brought this case to me because he knows that I'm capable.
Okay.
I will use this chance to show my capability. We will have to first investigate where was the problem, how did it started. You know, this is just like body temptation. What did you do for this one to start?
Okay.
I can decide to dress in such a way that attracts you. When you are attracted,
True.
you come to me. We have to know what was it actually before this thing started. We have to follow this lady on his way of dressing for this lecture to do this.
Okay.
We have to follow the lecture. Why did he start doing this? We must find the solution for whatever was there before this thing started. Then we agree on one thing. Due to your safety and due to her safety, we don't want you to lose the job. I don't want her to take you higher to be disclosed. So just agree that this thing is now rectified.
Okay.
You can't do this to a student, despite you have a wife. So when this agreement is made, I think will help the two.
All right.
Yes, when this thing is repeated, is when now it is now out of bound. It is now becoming worse. You must take an action. Thank you very much.
All right. Looking at the time, my director tells me that actually my time is up. I thought we had a little more time. But because of that, let me save the rest of this time for you guys. Is that camera right there? Is that one big camera? That is not just a camera. That's a vote.
Yeah.
Look into that camera and convince that voter that indeed you are capable. Ochieng, go first.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very capable into this situation, into this department. We must change the narrative first. In my own department, we don't have something like an attachment, first and foremost. And this thing is affecting mathematicians. We are graduating from the university, but we don't know where to start and where to begin from. We must create this link to the financial institutions that can absorb mathematicians to have attachment. Then another thing, we don't, in the School of Biology, biological sciences, those labs are not actually functioning well. We must have those research labs functioning very well. And then in the School of Technology, the Department of Technology, we are just being given the skills to handle a car and to maintain it. But we can't know the problem of the car when it has a breakdown. You will get some instances that we are taking this car to be scanned through a computer to know the problem where it started. But the education that we are undergoing into the university, it's not allowing us to reach that step of controlling this computer to determine where this problem is. So my advice to the to the administrative to assist these automotive students. We must take these students in a regular basis, in industries, to handle these computers, knowing the problems for these cars into the engine that can be handled just manually. That's mine. As simple as that. The narrative must be changed.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Peter Chege,
Yes, thank
you
you.
have a chance to convince the voter.
Yes, what I will say, comrade has power. And you as a comrade, as you are watching, I know we want someone who will provide an action or actions to some things. Not just talking. We are tired of talking. We are tired of promising. We want real thing. I want comrade who will be graduating here. I'm talking this as a person who has experience how competition is outside there. Because I'm a mechanic, I know how the competition of mechanic is. I know the competition of those people who are making food, companies, big hotels, hospitalities. For that competitive world, need somebody who can provide a very stiff competition. And I believe in Baraton, having me as your senator, my action will talk. Because I don't believe in talking, I believe in hand, not mouth. This. As a scientist, let me tell you, when you join Baraton, you came to a university of your dream. And if you don't know, graduating in Baraton is privilege. It's not easy. If you may ask those friends who graduated last year, they will tell you, to graduate in Baraton, you need to work an extra mile. I want engineers, I want scientists, mathematicians, to start their project as soon as you are a freshman. Because that is the time that you change your name. You become scientist, you become technologist, if you became a designer. So we start early. You don't have to be worrying about projects, attachment when you are there, you are in fourth year. For instance, some of my colleagues in technology and science are worrying about projects, things that you are supposed to be done while you are in first year.
Okay.
So your vote will make it possible. This was not time for manifestos, but I have highlighted some. I always talk in parables because I believe here we have scientists, we have technologists, somebody who can think.
Thank you. Your time is
Yeah.
almost up. Wind up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thursday or next week, probably your power will be working. So wake up early in the morning, prepare yourself, come and vote in the change that you want to witness here in the world before you graduate. Thank you, sir.
Wow. 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 All I can say is wow. Great minds, great scientists, great people. I never thought this would go this far. These people are great. I wonder if you've listened to them. I wonder who you'd vote for. This post actually attracted almost 5 contestants, but we only have 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying this. Do not waste your vote. They say leaders are chosen by God, but you are the voice of God. Your vote is a weapon. Choose your leaders wisely. This has been the exclusive panel interview. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we'll be here. Come all, come one, come all. Call your friends, share. But remember also to subscribe to Baraton TV. Here and hereafter. I have been your host, Arasa Inoxinde. Till tomorrow. Bye-bye. God bless. Stay safe. Vote wisely. Good night. Gentlemen, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Live from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. This is Baraton TV. Here,